What is up, YouTube? Welcome to this American Gods video. So, welcome people, thank you for watching. I haven't done an episode review for this since the second episode, and a lot of shit has gone down. And I kind of feel that the second half of this season so far has really been the strongest. I feel that they kind of haven't fallen up their own arse somewhat with this show. So if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated. If you enjoy the rest of the video, please do subscribe so you never miss a video. So American Gods, wow, this was a very, very interesting episode, a very different episode to what we are actually used to. So Shadow and Mr. Wednesday were actually missing from this episode, weirdly, and we just have Laura and Mad Sweeney as they are going throughout the Americas to the coming war. Now, weirdly, I kind of think that the huge war or battle we're expecting at the end of this season or show possibly won't actually happen, considering that is the end game of the whole of the show. And really, I can't see that happening, to be honest, because, well, what are they going to do next season? But things kind of in the book do change, and I expect that we're heading towards maybe the first half of the show, or the book, sorry. So this episode really did focus on pretty much Mad Sweeney, and weirdly, the kind of, I would say, Irish girl that was in this episode, who was in the flashback, who was the kind of whole story, well, it was weird that she was played by the same actress who plays Laura, so I don't know if there is much we can actually read into that. I don't know if she is kind of reborn or reincarnated as this same woman. I'm not too sure. Or was it simply that we can show that Mad Sweeney kind of hit the story that they had where they journeyed together across the ocean? It's kind of similar to this story. So I'm not thinking that maybe it's reincarnated or she's a god or whatever or anything like that. I think that is literally just a stylistic choice in the fact that they just want to have the same actress to keep continuity between the past and the present. Now, this was a really, really sweet story. I really, really did enjoy this exposition, this backstory, which was a lot of fun, I think. And it was interesting seeing Mad Sweeney kind of as a god and seeing these people kind of pray to him. Now, weirdly, this episode could have done with more Mad Sweeney. I think that it could have been done or shown him kind of in her life, shown him affect everything, but I guess that's not what we were due to get, really. But it was a really, really sweet episode. I really did enjoy this one. And the kind of the costumes, the set, it really does show that the Stars Network are not putting anything lightly with this show. And really, the whole design of this was absolutely stunning. And I would have liked to have learned more about this story, but again, this story isn't about the people who pray to these gods. It is actually about the gods. So it was a very, very peculiar choice, I would say, to have this kind of story as the penultimate episode, because next week is actually the finale of this season, so there's not really that many episodes in this season. So it's really strange that they have decided to devote an entire hour of television to this story, which really, when you think about it, doesn't actually push the war between the old gods and the new gods forward, but it takes it back and strips it back and just has a kind of history story. It's kind of like what I would probably put, if you've watched Buffy, well, there was an episode where Spike talks about all the Slayers that he had killed, and it felt a lot like that episode, which felt like filler, but was actually really, really interesting. So sometimes I guess there is such a good thing, or such a thing as good filler episodes. And kind of, I would say calling this a filler episode would be doing it a huge disservice, because it felt a lot more than it really was, because it shows that people back then, even in the kind of New World times, people did still believe in these gods. And it really was only in this century that they stopped kind of believing and they sort of lost their powers. So there is that. But I'm excited for next week to see where things will go, how this will be resolved, which I don't think it possibly will be resolved. I think there will be some kind of twist or cliffhanger that will show. Maybe we'll see a new god. Maybe Shadow will learn who he really is, which would be really cool and would set up season 2 really well. Now, I'm not too sure how far this show can actually go, considering that this penultimate episode was filler, and the book isn't actually that long. I think it's about maybe 400 pages, which it kind of sets everything in there. But I believe there are some prequels as well. There are some kind of offshoots, some kind of George R. R. Martin style kind of spin-offs, but I'm not too sure where they can go. I guess if they do intersperse the next season with stories like this, well then I am all game for that, because this was really, really fun and a nice addition, a kind of addition to the book. So that is it for this video. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.